And now I'd like to call upon Carol Silver Elliott, the President and CEO of the Jewish Home Family. She's going to give us an update on the Second Century Project and some of the details, which you'll find very, very interesting and helpful, and give you a direction about where we're going. Thank you.
Good morning. What a pleasure it is for us to see all of you here today and to share in this moment of tremendous excitement for the Jewish Home Family as an organization. Carol talked a little bit about the history of this organization, and I often think about it in terms of the gift that our founders gave our community. It was a tremendous gift to understand first that orphans and later that older adults really needed the kinds of services that we could deliver, that there was a gap that needed to be filled, a hole that needed to be mended in the services available to create truly a robust community. Today we talk about the next gift that all of you and all of us are helping to make possible. And that gift is expanding the services that we have available here at the Jewish Home Family to ensure a number of things. To ensure that we're providing optimal care for the aging community, to ensure that we as an organization will continue to be successful and continue to be relevant and viable for many, many years ahead. I'm not going to promise you another century, but it would be nice to think that there will be a 200-year celebration that we have sometime in the future. I don't know if any of you are planning to be there. I personally think not, but who knows? Let's set that stage for those who come after us. What we are working on here is several very exciting initiatives. The first of those initiatives, and the one that we will launch today, is the Center for Rehabilitation Excellence. Rehabilitation has become a more and more important thing, and many of you have experienced that in your own lives. We know, in a way that we didn't know 10 or 20 years ago, that rehabilitation can really restore quality of life and vitality to many of our elders. So years ago, we didn't provide rehab the way we do now. Today, it's not unusual to walk into our rehab gym and see people who are in their 50s and people who are approaching or over 100 years old, all getting benefit out of those rehabilitation services. But one of the things that we know is that this building was designed for the population that we were serving at that time. Today's population is larger, is living longer, and is availing themselves of many of our services. So as an organization that looks to what's the next gift to give this community, that gift is expanding those services in our Center for Rehabilitation Excellence. The Rehab Center, which indeed will go in this spot and going that way if you can envision that, will include two elements. The first is a new building for inpatient rehabilitation, for those inpatient stays that people come and they're here for however many days. There will be 60 private rooms in that building that will allow us to create the right kind of wellness and healing environment for individuals. And then the new rehab center, how many of you have ever used our rehab center? Anybody? Okay. And the rehab staff, you can raise your hands too. So if you walk in the rehab center in the middle of the morning or the middle of the afternoon, everyone is crammed in there like sardines in a can. We will have a new rehab center that allows us the space that we need to care for the people who need our care. The rehab staff's over here silently cheering over there. In addition to that, one of the things that has been a long-standing frustration for us is that people come here as inpatients for rehab, and they say, well, I want to come back for my outpatient. I need to continue my outpatient therapy, and we say, we don't really have room for you to be able to do that. Now we will have a dedicated space for outpatients. We will have the ability to create the continuity of care that we are already doing in so many elements of this organization. So it's going to be an incredible thing. We will also be providing services that aren't available anywhere else in our area. The opportunity to create warm water aquatic therapy is tremendous. Not only will it benefit people's rehabilitation and recovery, but on an ongoing basis to keep people strong and well. Of course, you know, we are impatient to see this happen today, but today is the first step. And unless one of you has a magic wand and can poof the building right here, this is a great first step forward, and we are so excited about making this progress together. The second phase of our project is a true transformation of the long-term care experience. We're working with folks from the Greenhouse Project to really change the culture of the nursing home to one that is not resident-centered, but one that is resident-directed, and there's a critical difference in that. The difference is that we understand that elders can still make choices regardless of their age or disability or disease process. We understand that people can live in a setting that isn't home-like, but is truly home. So we're beginning on that journey now with doing education with our staff, and down the road we hope to be changing the building to support that as well. But the most important thing to understand is that as an organization we are so excited about the future, excited to be moving forward, and thrilled to have all of you here to share this joy with us today. I'm also thrilled to have a very dear friend of our organization here today. Don Schulman is the president and CEO of the Association of Jewish Aging Services. AJAS represents just about all of our Jewish communities across North America and beyond. And Don and his organization are huge helps to us and huge supporters of the Jewish home family. So Don's going to say a few words to you.